Clinton continues to position herself as the best candidate for females, but it turns out that female voters in New Hampshire actually favored Bernie Sanders over her. Let me give you the numbers. Now, an analysis of the demographics show that 55% of females actually supported Sanders over Hillary. 44%, I should say, supported Clinton. Now, if you look at the male demographic, obviously there's more of a disparity there because, you know, male supporters are obviously sexist.
Yeah, they're Bernie bros, all of them. That's, of course, what Hillary Clinton's camp is implying. They, of course, had Madeleine Albright come out and say there's a special place in hell reserved for women who don't support other women. So I guess the majority of Democratic female voters in New Hampshire going to hell.
Going to hell.
Okay. Sorry, we tried to help you. Madeleine Albright warned you, but you didn't listen. So off to Hades you go.
Yeah, the demographics from the New Hampshire primaries is so interesting to look at. Like, let's look at age, right? So of voters that are between the ages of 18 and 29, 83% supported Sanders over Hillary. Isn't that insane? It's not insane. It's not surprising to me, but having that number right in front of your face is so nice.
Yeah, so that's interesting because I was just talking to some folks in D.C., and apparently inside the Beltway, they are flummoxed as to why young people like Bernie Sanders so much. And no, they have no idea. They're like, it is the biggest mystery in the world, if only someone can solve it. Don't worry, I'm here to save the day. Okay, so, hey, listen, you knuckleheads. There's a lot of different factors involved, but the main factor is where are they getting their information? So what media do they consume? For example, for our show, 75% of our audience is under the age of 35. For CNN, their average viewer is 64 years old. Fox News average viewer is 68 years old. Bill O'Reilly's average viewer is 72 years old. So if you're ancient and you watch TV and that's where you get your news, in TV, do they ever talk about the policies? Almost never, right? Oh, the horse race and what's happening today. And then they'll bring in an idiot like Mark Halperin who'll say, oh, my gut says the American people believe this. No, I don't care about your gut. What does the polling indicate if you're talking about a horse race? And who's more progressive? Well, let's look at the voting records, right? But they never have those conversations. And I've talked to old media executives who say, well, it's because we have an audience that we need to speak to in a broader way. We don't have the luxury of online being able to do specific videos or specific articles. We need to be broad, so we never dive in. Well, if you don't dive in, you have the older demographics, and across the country, the demographic that supports Hillary Clinton the most is old people, right? Because they don't know. They don't know who Bernie Sanders is oftentimes. And if they do know Bernie Sanders, they don't know that he's more progressive than Hillary Clinton. Do they know how many times Hillary Clinton has flip-flopped her positions? Mm-hmm. No, they don't know because they watch TV, right?
Right, and also, I mean, yes, there's the media component of it, but there's also this issue that Hillary's camp is having with resonating with young voters. I think that a lot of young voters do want a political revolution. They are feeling the economic burdens of crony capitalism. And when you have one candidate that continuously talks about those issues, well, young people are going to support that candidate.
So, but that goes to the same phenomenon, which is we don't live in that same world anymore. Because the guys in Washington and New York are honestly incredibly powerful and usually very wealthy. So they don't know other people that are struggling, for example, with student loan debt. Right. So when you bring up student loan debt on CNN, or anybody brings, or Bernie Sanders brings it up, they're like, why do people care about that?
Right.
I'm so wealthy, I don't have to worry about that. My kids didn't have to worry. Why? Why is that resonating? Because knucklehead people live outside of the Washington bubble, the great majority of us, and they're having trouble finding jobs, and the list goes on and on. But you never caught on to that because you want to protect the establishment. You are the establishment in Washington. So when the anti-establishment forces have gathered at your gates, yeah, you don't get it because you've been in that establishment bubble all along. Mm-hmm. So yes, they're coming to change that system. So sad day for you. And let me add to that, bringing the media and that phenomenon together is the one thing that Hillary Clinton lacks the most and Bernie Sanders has the most.
Yes.
Authenticity. So if you grew up in a world where news actors read scripts to you from a teleprompter, and they go, oh, tonight, well, here's what we have found. There's a car crash. Hillary Clinton is incredibly liberal. And they have their little script. and you grow up in that world, you think everything should be fake. So when the politicians come and they do this, which the political consultants have told them is the best finger-pointing way, right? And they have the intonation that Marco Rubio and Hillary Clinton both have because they were taught by political consultants. That screams fake to young people.
Yes.
When Bernie Sanders comes out and he's like your grandpa, and he goes, look, I've been saying the same thing for 40 years, right?
Yeah.
And I'm, hey, Wall Street, I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you. I'm coming for you. People go, God damn right you are. That guy means it. He's authentic. And so that's what younger voters like. So here, I just solved it for you. So go tell Hillary Clinton's political consultants to try to be even more fake, trying to appear to be authentic.
Yeah.
Good luck with that.